Hello, I hope that you are doing great. In this video, basically what we are going to do is to learn how to make a query to the database and disclose that information in a table in our web page. And we are also going to learn how to delete an entry from our database, okay? Then let's move on. I am in the boilerplate number 3. As usual, I created the virtual environment. I installed the requirements.txt file, and I also have created a database by typing Python create data.py, and you have to do this by yourself. I'm not going to do this again. Then once that we have done all these steps, we can start to work. Then I am here in the routes.py file inside the Carbonate package, and the first thing that we have to do is to do a query. Entries is going to be transport query filter by author is going to be current user, and we are going to filter transport date is going to be between date time now minus time delta days equal 5. Basically we want to only disclose the data that is in the last 5 days, okay? Then the next we are going to order by transport date dest, and we are going to also order by transport asked, and we want to take all the information, and then basically we have to pass these entries to the web page to be disclosed in the table, okay? Then this is all for this route. Now we have to go to the your data HTML, and here we are going to create a table. The first thing that we have to do is we have a lot of tables in the web page of the course, and then you can choose the one that you like the most, if in case that you want to have it, because maybe some of you don't want to have a table in your web page, and this is perfectly fine. Anyways, I will teach you how to introduce this. This is a Bootstrap table, and basically here I'm going to define the table head that is going to have a class of table head dark, and inside this we are going to create different fields, th with a scope equal call, and here basically we have user. We copy this, and here instead of user we are going to have date, we have as well the kilometers, and finally we have a delete button. This is all for the head. Then we go down and we are going to define the table body, and in the table body we are going to introduce I forget to introduce something here, is tr. Yeah, and we are going to cut this information, Control X, and we are going to place it here. Okay. Now we are inside the body, and here basically we are going to have a loop for entry in entries. We go down, tr, and here basically we have a th, scope is going to be row, this is going to be current username, then we are going to have a td, here basically we have entry, date, and we have to introduce some changes to make this date kind of have their nice format. Time, and here we are going to have, this is going to be month, day, year, okay, and now we go down, we have another entry, td, is going to be entry kilometers, and finally we are going to have td, and we are going to have here a link to the function to erase the entry, rf, this is going to be equal to url for carbon app delete emission entry id is equal to entry id, and this is going to have a class of btn out line danger, btn small delete. Okay, that's all. We have to close the loop, and that's all. Okay, the last thing that we have to do is to define this function that we have created here, and we have to do this again in the roots file. Then we go here and we are going to create that function that is basically is going to be carbon app root carbon app delete emissions int entry id, and here basically now we have to define the function def delete emission, and we have to pass entry id. We have to make a query to find this entry in our database, get, or if we don't find, we are going to have to provide a message that is not in the database, int entry id db session delete entry, db session commit, flash entry deleted with a class of success, and finally return redirect URL for Carbon app your data. Okay, then that's all. Now we have to go to the terminal and we have to run the application. Oh, yeah. Then we open the application, we go to Carbon app, we create a new entry, we introduce 20, I make a typo in the query. It's very easy to catch up. This is here in transport. I save it, I refresh this. Now basically here we have the information that we have. If I click in this delete, I have delayed that information. Then if I go to a new entry, I go here, I introduce, for example, 10, submit it, and I have this information here. Okay, then this basically conclude this video, in which basically we have learned how to create to make a query to the database and to disclose that information in a Bootstrap table, and we also have learned how to delete an entry from our database. I hope that you have enjoyed the video and that you have learned a lot, and see you in the next video.